Now we're going to go into teams.
Yeah.
And who's going to win each division.
Okay.
And you want to start with NFC or AFC?
Let's do AFC first.
Okay, AFC, and I think this is going to kind of be a down year for the AFC. But let's start. We'll go AFC West.
AFC West. So for me, there's two really good teams in the AFC West. You have Oakland and Kansas City.
Okay.
I guess I'll suspend the drama here. Both are going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Kansas City, believe it or not, in their last few years is 11-1 in that division. They should win that division like they did last year. Actually, Oakland won the division last year, didn't they?
No, Kansas City.
Kansas City, but
Oakland
they were. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Of Card getting down.
You're right. So Oakland is going to win the division this year.
Okay.
But Kansas City, we'll talk about them later.
Okay, I've got Oakland as well.
Okay.
I just think it's a good year for Oakland. So let's go to AFC South.
Okay. That one's easy for me. I think Tennessee is on the way up. Marcus Mariota, I think he's going to have a breakout year. So much I drafted him on my fantasy football team.
Really?
I think he's going to have a heck of a year. I think Tennessee is going to finally, after so many years of just being in the bottom of the NFC South, they're going to have a great year led by Marcus Mariota.
I like that. I picked Tennessee too, but I'm going to ask you one question. You have Deshaun Watson winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, and they're not even going to win their own division?
They're not, and I'll get to where they're going to be at in a second.
He's not starting or winning his division, but he's winning all
He's not starting the first few weeks. They're going to realize Savage is not living up to his last name.
Okay.
That's what they're going to figure
now we'll
out.
go to probably the easiest pick in the AFC East. You have the Pats, I'm guessing.
No, I have the Dolphins.
You have the Dolphins with Jay Cutler.
Joking.
Hey, they can't lose this week.
That's true.
So we both got the Pats on that one. God, this is going to be boring. We have all the same probably. AFC North?
AFC North, I have Pittsburgh. I have Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is a really good team this year.
Easy decision, I think, this year.
Yeah, I think with T.J. Watt. No, I'm joking. I think that defense is going to be better, though. They're going to be a lot better. Big Ben, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. If they stay healthy.
You might think about this. This might be Big Ben's last year. He's been talking about retiring a lot, but I'm just saying. Well, every year you got to look at it.
If they go deep in the playoffs, I could see that happening.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who's your two wild card teams?
My two wild cards, it's Kansas City.
Okay.
Kansas City, obviously, and then Houston.
Houston's
going to be the 6th
seed. So we've got one difference then.
Okay.
So I do have Houston going in. I think the AFC South is going to be top heavy and bottom low because I think the Colts and Jaguars suck.
Yep.
But Houston and Tennessee may not be great, but they're going to be good. I think they'll both be over 10 wins.
Yeah.
At least 10 wins.
So who's the team that we have a difference on?
I've got Denver.
You have Denver
that
instead of Houston?
Instead of Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
I think that defense is better than Kansas City's defense, and I think there's going to be some strife going on with them drafting Pat Mahomes. And Alex Smith, he went through this once.
Yeah.
With Colin Kaepernick. Now he went to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
When that happened.
Bad example.
It's bad. But I'm just saying that it's going to create some strife between them.
No,
Alex Smith's not going to be happy to have Pat Mahomes there.
No, he's not. But I think you're right. Denver has a better defense than Kansas City, but not by much. But Kansas City's offense is significantly better than Denver's
offense.
offense.
Also lost Spencer Ware, which isn't a huge loss, but still a loss. I mean, you're losing your starting running back.
Okay.
Now, Kelsey is a dynamic tight end.
Tyreek
and then you got Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
But I just think that Denver's defense is better, and if they can figure out something to go on with that quarterback, they're also going to have a little bit easier of a schedule just because those two games against third-place teams instead of second-place teams.
Okay, fair enough.
But we'll see what happens. So the AFC, I honestly think that Denver might get in with 8-8.
Okay.
Might get in with 8-8.
Well, Kansas City's going to have a better than 8-8 record this year.
Okay.
Definitely.
Hopefully the Cowboys don't have anything to do with that. So, NFC.
NFC.
Now, let's start with the NFC North.
NFC North. That one is an easy one. I think most people are going to pick Green Bay. I picked them as my MVP, Aaron
It'd be tough to win MVP.
And not win your division.
I guess you can win Offensive Rookie of the Year and not win your division, according to you. But or start. He's gonna can you accept the Offensive Rookie of the Year with your headphones on and a clipboard and read your speech?
He's gonna take over Savage pretty quickly.
Okay. But you've got the Packers. I've got the Packers as well.
Okay.
Now let's go. This will be a pretty easy one as well, man. There's so many easy ones to pick this year. I think
can I guess the division? The West?
Yeah, the West.
Yeah. Seattle.
Seahawks, So now let's go to a tough one, the South.
Yep. That's not tough for me.
Okay.
So that's not tough for me. I think Atlanta, after blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, I think there's going to be a significant hangover for Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to struggle early on. They will get their legs under them as the season goes on.
Okay.
But Carolina, I think, is in position to take over this division. It's very difficult. If you go look at the NFC South winning teams year after year, it's I can't remember. I think once or twice in the last 15 years.
First.
Yeah, where it was a back-to-back. I think Carolina was actually the last team to do it. So it's very difficult for a team to repeat, and I think it will be. I think Atlanta stumbles a little bit.
Yeah.
By the time they catch, and have a strong end of the year, Carolina's going to be in the driver's seat.
I've got Carolina too. I hate that we have all these same things. And then lastly, we've got the NFC East.
Yes. So NFC East, I do have Dallas winning the NFC East. Yeah.
So well, with both of us picking like 11 or 12 wins, be tough to do that. So we've got that now. Wild card. We better have some differences on this.
I do have some. So I think one of the significant differences, I see a lot of projections on who's going to win the NFC East and who's going to be in the wild card. A lot of people have either Dallas or New York winning the East, the other being in the wild card.
Okay.
New York, you're going to hear it first.
I know.
New York is not making the playoffs. They do this. They have a really good year. They had a really good last year. They were really solid. They could have easily made another run.
Okay.
And then they have a down year. This is their down year.
Okay.
And the team that's going to take advantage of that is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be second in the East. They're actually, once it goes down to Week 17, we talked about this in the last pod, it's not going to matter to us, but it's going to matter to them. Okay. And they're going to get in the playoffs. They're going to be a wild card
team. Who's your second team?
Atlanta, like I said, is going to stumble early.
We have two different teams then.
They're going to get their legs under them, and then they will make the wild card.
So I do have somebody from the NFC South.
Okay.
I've got Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I think
you've been watching a lot of Hard Knocks or what?
I actually haven't. I didn't even know they were on Hard Knocks. I don't think I've ever watched Hard Knocks more than like an episode or two, but I heard there was some funny stuff this year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've got Tampa Bay, Jameis Winston. Marcus Mariota surprised me. I didn't think he would be a good quarterback in this league, and he has turned out to be at least a good one right now.
Yeah.
And Jameis Winston, I thought he was going to be pretty good from day one, as long as he could keep it, not get in trouble.
Yeah.
And he hasn't. And so I think Tampa Bay, especially picking up, who was it, TJ...
For
the safety that Tampa Bay picked up from Denver.
TJ Ward?
TJ Ward. They picked him up. Yeah. And then they've just a lot of good things going for Tampa Bay. Yeah. Except obviously not playing this week. And then this next one, I always love this team, the Cardinals. The Cardinals making it out of the West. They have a little bit easier of a schedule.
They have a great defense. Very strong
defense. It's all going to put on Carson Palmer.
Yeah, it's all
because they have a great running back that he led in all-purpose yards last year in David Johnson, and
they still got old man Fitz.
And he's always good. If Carson Palmer can play well, they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I you know what, I had the Cardinals as next team up. Yeah. I think they'll be in the hunt, but they'll miss it.
It'll be tough. Yeah. It'll be tough.